Bună ziua, bun găsit din nou la Smart City România. Eu sunt Raluca Al-Haddad, ca de obicei, alături de mine este Edi Dumitrașcu, către care mă îndrept acum cu salut, bine ai venit, și cu prezentarea invitatului. Astăzi vă anunț că avem un invitat special și o să vorbim amestecat, așa, engleză, română, o să vedeți despre ce e vorba. Eduard vă spune imediat.
Raluca, bine ne-am regăsit, îi salutăm pe prietenii noștri de acasă. Astăzi va fi exact cum este și Smart City, plin de terminologie și în engleză și în română. Ediția de astăzi exact așa va fi, jumătate în română, jumătate în engleză, pentru că încercăm să vorbim despre digitalizare, dar la un alt nivel.
Deci nu vorbim afacereză, vorbim smarteză azi.
Vorbim smarteză astăzi. Foarte important să înțelegem cum putem să ducem această digitalizare la, hai să spunem, un nivel superior. Îți aduce aminte din edițiile trecute, am fost la Tecuci, am fost la Călăraș, am fost la Galați, la Iași, l-am avut pe domnul ministru Miruță aici. Nu există proiect de Smart City din România care să nu aibă componente de digitalizare. Indiferent că vorbim de educație, sănătate, Smart Campus, Smart School, că am tot vorbit și avem o grămadă de bani pentru aceste componente, că vorbim de transport, de energie sau mediu, toate au la bază elementele de digitalizare. Motiv pentru care îmi face mare plăcere să-l prezint pe invitatul nostru de astăzi, prietenul asociației noastre, prietenul meu, Meir, domnul Meir Ghivon, care a venit din Tel Aviv special pentru emisiunea noastră și mă bucur mult de tot. Imediat o să-i dăm cuvântul. Meir este român, este născut în România. O să vorbim un pic și în română, Raluca.
S-a născut Marian. Eu vreau să facem precizarea asta pentru că mi-a plăcut foarte mult ce ne-a împărtășit puțin mai devreme. Marian, bine ai venit!
Mulțumesc! Sunt onorat să fiu aici cu tine, cu Raluca și Eduard. Mulțumesc mult pentru ocazia asta.
Meir, îți mulțumim și noi că ești alături de noi astăzi. Trebuie spus, Raluca, că noi de ani de zile ne uităm către Israel, ne uităm către Tel Aviv, ca la un pol de tehnologie, de inovație. Oamenii ăștia chiar știu să inventeze și mai ales știu să inoveze. Extrem de important și ți-aduce aminte de asemenea din edițiile noastre trecute că vorbeam chiar cu domnul Vevera, cu directorul general de la ICI, despre diferența dintre a inventa și a inova. De multe ori în România noi nu ar trebui neapărat să inventăm, dar putem să învățăm din modelul israelian de cum să inovăm. Este exact ceea ce face Meir, este exact ceea ce face compania lui și în Israel și în alte țări. În România acum partea asta de a inova. Ce înseamnă a inova în zona de digitalizare? O să ne spună Meir, căruia îi spun încă o dată welcome to the program, Mr. Meir.
Thank you very much.
Bine ai venit. Meir, hai să începem prima oară să vedem cum se vede un Smart City, să înțelegem cum se vede un Smart City din Tel Aviv, din Israel, din mijlocul tehnologiilor.
Da. Este discuția mare ce este Smart City. And I will switch to English.
Okay.
The easiest way and the best way is to compare it to an entity. There is no debate that it is intelligent. A human, a body, a human man. And there is a lot of activities in smart cities saying, okay, we'll put sensors, we'll put cameras, it will become smart city. In the body, you have sensors, but if your mind is not working, it doesn't matter that it's useless. Then, if you have sensors, you have the transmission of the signals back and forth in the body. You have from small nerves to the backbone nerves. So in the city, you have all type of communications, LoRa, Wi-Fi, fiber optics, you have microwaves communication. But still, if the mind is not operational, it is a dummy. In the body, you have the cerebellum, the small brain. It is command and control. It receives the signals, transmits to the brain what is necessary, and transmits the instructions from the brain to the body.
After the processing.
After the processing. So again, if someone is hit here and is not conscious, the brain is not operational, you don't have operational entity, you don't have a smart city in a city. So what we deliver and this is our innovation across different verticals. We create the software of the digital brain, the smart element, very low price element relative to all the investment of the body, okay? But this is what makes the city smart, this system, and it is adopted widely by cities, by organizations, by campuses, by railways, by operation of transportation, because this is what makes the city smart.
And where is the brain in a smart city?
The brain in a smart city should be in a holistic system. Let's take an example. There are cities in Israel that, or globally, that we examined. In average city or town, you have between 60 to 100 different systems. Different systems means different databases, different processes, different protocols, different user interface. So users and employees, workers should work with many, many different systems. We have one system with 60 modules that run everything in you can choose what modules to operate. And you integrate in order to be like an intelligent operational body. We integrate with the SCADA system, there is a control system, with the IoT management system, the Internet of Things. We integrate with the sensors. So a full deployment of a modern project, and I will talk about many examples. One of them awarded by ARSC as the Red Line Metro of Tel Aviv. It is fully connected, and the systems and the parts of the body are transmitting and reporting their condition. So we have
in real time and 7 days on a week.
Exactly. So on condition monitoring, controlling, and because of that, having what is called the best RAMs. RAMs is reliability, availability, maintainability, and safety. What you expect from infrastructure in a public sector, in city, in campus, in transportation, in energy, in water supply. The water supply, water company of Tel Aviv is our customer also, and they decided after trying in one department to have all the departments working as a smart
Meir, for our
entity.
viewers, just a short translation of what you say.
Yes.
Raluca, este foarte important să înțelegem elementul ăsta de inovație despre care vorbește Meir acum. Noi avem în orașele și în comunitățile noastre foarte mulți senzori și exact cum spunea Meir, îi avem de la transport, aer, mediu și așa mai departe. Avem foarte multe platforme prin care încercăm să interpretăm datele, să luăm datele, dar Meir vine acum cu un layer superior, că vorbeam un pic mai devreme despre partea de SCADA. Asta ce înseamnă? Că ai senzorii, ai datele, colectezi informațiile, interpretezi informațiile, iei decizii, până aici nimic nou, toate platformele fac asta, dar aici apare partea de inovație din partea lui Meir. Poți să iei acțiuni. Adică ai colectat, ai interpretat și iei acțiuni. Și acum începem să ne ducem deja în exemple de concretețe care înseamnă partea de transport și imediat l-aș ruga pe Meir să vorbim despre partea de transport pentru că este o zonă cu un mare, mare potențial în România, dar același lucru, aceeași logică este valabilă în foarte multe date. Cu alte cuvinte, proiectele și integrările pe care Meir le-a făcut până acum alături de echipa lui vin în partea asta de a ajuta autoritatea publică și în partea de acțiuni de concretețe, nu doar de interpretarea datelor.
There is a very nice story I tell in order to understand what should be changed, and I'm lecturing a lot in many places over the world. There is a story, a tale about an elephant with a rider that is riding in India, and 4 blind people are coming in front of him. And he says, "Hey, stupid, don't you see there is an elephant? Go away, go aside." And they say, "Oh, sorry, we didn't see, we are blind. Let us touch the elephant so we understand what is an elephant. We never met one." So one is touching the ear of the elephant. He says, "Oh, elephant is a large lotus leaf, like a lotus." One is touching the belly. He says, "No, it's like a wall, a big wall." One is touching the leg. He says, "It's a column. It's like a column of." And one is touching the tail. says it's a rope. Elephant is a rope. The elephant went away, and they quarrel between them and discuss, and each one seeing only small part.
And each one thought he was right.
Yes, of course. And this is actually the challenge that we have to overcome when we talk about complex infrastructure organizations. Cities, transportation, metro line, railway, it's complex. So what we find is that every employee or every role player in the organization, every manager sees his own side. He wants to manage his own responsibility. He doesn't see the whole picture, and of course it is related. It is coordinated. It is influencing one the other. It is cross-organization processes, and this is the change or the education of the market. This is what we do, and we bring the system that creates this holistic approach, because just to say it should be holistic, it's not enough. Nobody succeeded until now, and I'm happy to say that we did, to bring and to understand this market. The market is intensive infrastructure organizations that provides services. So if it's a rail, it provides transportation services. If it's a campus of education, it provides education services. If it's a city, it provides municipal services. What is in common, they need to manage the life cycle of the assets, of the infrastructure in the best way. And those solutions, and the market tried ERPs. ERPs are for manufacturing, for products, design of product, manufacturing of product, distribution of product. It's not about infrastructure and services, and we have succeeded to create best of breed innovation, 8 times awarded grants by the Innovation Authority of Israel, also in binational R&D projects involving other countries, and it is a highly adopted and very successfully assimilated and trained, because it's natural to the user. The users, the workers, are now receiving a tool that really supports their work.
And easy to
not
use.
Not an ERP, not something that is like put on them. It's not coming from the language.
Give us some examples, please.
Yes, of course. So let's talk about the Red Line of Tel Aviv. Red Line of Tel Aviv, metro line, crosses 6 municipalities, 200,000 of people every day. It started with 100,000, so it brings dozens of millions passengers per year. And there were about 45 systems that has to be integrated and coordinated, and with about 8 languages, because the source is from 8 countries. The teams, we had to integrate it to create one language, to create language of identification of the assets, transmissions, or the signals, or the communication.
What kinds of systems? Give us examples, please, because maybe people who watch us don't understand, or maybe they don't have information from Tel Aviv.
So rail management and operation, maintenance management and operation and logistics, and BI, business intelligence and analytics, service level agreements, managing the contractors, managing the payment adjustment to the contractors, all in one system. Let's say every system reports its condition. If there is any problem, it sends a signal. This signal activates like a sleeping program that says who should do what, when, where, with what resources, with what safety instructions, with what materials, with what equipment, in order to close the gap immediately in the shortest time.
Very effective and
very
organized.
Very effective and monitored and controlled. And for example, other example, traffic lights. The traffic of Tel Aviv is considered to be one of the best, and Tel Aviv won the first smart city in the world in Barcelona conference. One of our involvement is in managing the traffic lights and the events of traffic in the city. our digital brain is connected through SCADA, through a control system, to sensors. So every traffic light pole and every traffic light signal is actually connected. So when there is traffic, in the past, traditionally, if a light bulb, like one of the traffic lights went wrong, it can be like blinking for half a day until repair, until someone notices, until someone reports, activates the repair team. They have to understand what is wrong.
Too much waiting.
So a lot of wasted time logistically. What now happens is that when something is wrong, there is a code, a signal, an error code sent from the traffic light through the control to our system.
Instantly.
And this code from this specific asset says everything. What is wrong? What should be the remedy? How much time is allocated for that? Allocated, let's say 20 minutes usually. Who is responsible? Because there are many teams, many contractors. So this is a specific traffic light in a specific location. This is of the contractor X. And it gets the signals to his mobile of the technician, and it says,
you
okay,
have to do this.
This is the defect, this is the remedy, this is the equipment you have to take. You need 2 persons because it's electricity, you need a ladder, you need this tool and that tool, and etc. This material, the code number of the bulb that you have to switch is this and that, and then all the logistic and information transfer became milliseconds. Okay, in less than 1 second, all of that is transmitted, and then we eliminate the waiting time, the confusion time, the not understanding what to do, getting the instructions, getting the material. All of that is shortened, and therefore the time up, we decline what we call denial of service. We close it, we eliminate it, and therefore you get a much better service, much better availability, much better public, how do you say?
Services.
Public happiness or content.
A good life, a good
Yes, better
level
life.
of
Yes.
services. Sometimes when we talk about this kind of stuff, we in Romania talk as a dream, and we compare it to Mars. When we go on Mars, we will have that and that and that.
No,
but for you, it's now, it's present, and it's working in Israel.
It's 12 years already operational. A smart city, the second smart cities in the world constructed from scratch and built with this type of everything connected and censored, with the digital brain supervising, managing, operating, calculating, optimizing, and billing, is already 12 years in operations, awarded, recognized with references. Many delegations from the world and from Romania are coming to visit and see and meet the CEOs. We have several of the testimonials of those CEOs saying that the system assisted them to succeed, to perform in a 100% success in service.
Meir, you mentioned and you try to explain to us about the mobility. Let's try to imagine now that we want to build in Bucharest, Brașov, Iași, or big cities. Let's talk about a few minutes about big cities. What should be the monitoring room of the city? Okay. Give us some information from the Tel Aviv example. How can we help our big cities, our mayors, the whole department in order to better organize the city?
Okay, so if I'll talk, maybe I'll start with what should be the steps, what should be the order. And again, we talked about intelligent, a human is intelligent. Let's see what happens with intelligent. How does an intelligent person start? There is a baby born. My son just got a new baby born a few days ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. When a baby is born, what happens is he has of course, a healthy baby. All the organs are there, all the arms and legs and all the senses, but they are not operational. They are not really operational. What is operational is
Meir,
the brain.
You want to make a smart baby.
Yes. No, I want to take the example and understand what is important. So the baby head, the brain is starting to learn immediately and evolve. And is third of the body, okay, when he's young. When we are old, it's about 1/8 of the body. So the same is with smart city. You don't start in the city by putting sensors. You connect them to what? What are they doing? What value do they bring? You start with the brain. You must invest in this software. And this software is it's a tiny cost or expense or investment from the holistic smart city. It can be a few millions of euros and you get this brain. And now you start to educate it. You start to set it up. And it starts to learn, and you increase your body according to the resources you have. If you have a lot of resources, you will cover and roll out all your city quickly. If not, you start neighborhood, subject, and you move on. But no matter how big your city is, no matter how rich you are, if you don't set this digital brain, you will never be as smart as you can be, as effective, because, and this is important, to run exceptionally good an organization, you need excellent managers, but it's not enough today. The excellent managers cannot exploit their full potential of themselves and the organization without an empowering system, a system that empowers them, let them be the best they can in every level. And this is how we deal with the change management, because we show in every department, in every level, for every vice president or executive or technician, how he will benefit from having this smart system, having this smart organization.
Do you dream about building a new town from scratch, from zero, so you can build and start from the brain? Do you have such a project anywhere on the planet?
Yes, we have such for the government in Israel. We were chosen for 4 such projects from cities that are starting from sand.
Exactly.
There was sand, and in Israel it's sand. Here are mountains, but it started from sand, and they constructed everything, and they chose us from the beginning, and we were part of establishing of the city, and they said, well, they will not start operating it unless this system is operational, and we always delivered. We have 100% of success in delivering on time and with the functionality and the satisfaction. And the same is with highways operators, with tunnel operators, with energy operators, with water companies. So everything that is established, you must take care not just to construct it, but how will it operate? For 20, 30 years, we have contracts. The franchisors or the owner of the landlords, the government entities, are making such projects with a vision of 30 to 50 years. So they sign also long-term contracts in order to make sure that they will have this system operational for at least 20, 25 years.
Meir, let's go back to the Red Line project. What is the lesson that your team learned from this project?
Okay. The Red Line was a unique project that didn't start as I'm talking about a national level.
Very challenging.
Yes, in a national level, they chose a contractor. There should be a project for one franchisor, one contractor. There was some problem, and they decided that probably you know it, it happens here also. They decided that the governmental entity will manage it by itself, and they will split the tenders separately to different subjects. That created a Babylon what is called the Babylon Tower, of many contractors, many suppliers, different cultures, different systems, different languages, and it was very challenging.
Difficult communication.
Yes, so
and
it was very challenging. As a result or as a conclusion, all the other projects of metros in Israel are done now as a whole. It's a tender for turnkey, one line operational, okay? And this is one of the lessons. The second is definitely that they understood there is the importance of the main system that manages everything and controls everything and supplies the business intelligence and the analytics and the
Not
control.
to split it.
Yes. And according to your question, I wanted to ask about how does a room or how does it looks like. When you talk about, first of all, our system can work in different, and not just our system. Generally speaking, you have systems that are working in a public cloud when there is no restrictions of cybersecurity. Or private cloud. Private cloud means that the customer or the organization is owning this cloud. It's not public, and they can secure it more. But it's still in the cloud, and it gives availability to different sites. It's many times important when you have a lot of sites. For example, Teva Pharmaceutical, 170 sites globally. We are implementing one system in one project and rolling it out to 170 sites, and it's on a private cloud, and there are many examples like that. And there is the transportation organizations and the defense organizations that say, no, I'm not putting my server, my data, my security in the cloud. We'll have it in our premises, in our servers, secured places, etc. And usually there is a request for very high availability of what is called 99.99 or more availability from the time. So it can be set in a structure of DRP, disaster recovery plan, or backups, real-time backups, so the data is multiplied, the data is recorded on several servers, in several data storage, and therefore getting very high availability. Okay, so control rooms can vary. There are, like, road operators have one control room that has different stages, and of course I really invite you to visit, and we'll make a tour, whoever wants to see those organizations. So like a large location where the control is done. When you talk about trains, when you talk about cities, it is distributed. So the control rooms can be distributed, it can be in different buildings, in different zones, in different areas, but from the system point of view, it's one. So every call, like a city call line, emergency line for the city, every call is coming through the same line, and then it is split and distributed to different units that take care about it and solve it and do whatever it does. But why is it centralized? Because there is some responsibility to make sure that every call is there.
Sounds so good.
And what is the SLA, the service level agreement, and the response, etc.
O să schimb un pic în română, Raluca. Îți dai seama cât de important este ceea ce ne spune acum Meir, partea de integrare. Noi avem această problemă în România, indiferent că vorbim de autoritățile centrale, autoritățile locale, că vorbim despre educație sau despre transport.
Avem deja tot ce spune Meir, atâta informație adunată și neprocesată.
Am avut o întâlnire cu una din instituțiile de forță din această țară zilele trecute și exact despre asta vorbeam. Despre cât de splituite sunt datele și informațiile în România. Nu înțeleg de ce să ne ducem în zona asta de integrare, exact ceea ce spunea Meir un pic mai devreme, pentru că asta înseamnă și responsabilitate.
Am avut odată o discuție cu un invitat apropo de felul cum share-uiești informația și cum dai publicului informația publică. Era o discuție despre o primărie locală, nu foarte mare, undeva, cred că în zona rurală, dacă nu greșesc, sau un oraș foarte mic, și era vorba despre panseluțele, despre florile plantate în oraș, din banii primăriei, în organizarea primăriei. Această informație, când a fost solicitată pentru a vedea ceva legat de parcuri, a fost considerată secret. A fost secret ca primăria să facă publică această informație legată de câte flori, în ce parcuri și cum au fost plantate, cu ce prețuri. Cred că, de fapt, acum, în tradiția noastră de corupție, cred că prețurile doreau să le ascundă. Aici discutăm despre smart.
Exact. Ușor, exact asta se va întâmpla și în România. Partea de digitalizare vine la pachet cu transparență. Nu mai poți să ascunzi aceste date. Și dacă mergem mai departe și ajungem în zona asta de integrare, exact ce povesteam un pic mai devreme, o să vedem că sistemele astea funcționează, ne ajută, țin sisteme foarte complexe, operaționale, dar mai au un mare avantaj, Raluca, pentru că tot se vorbește în România despre reducerea cheltuielilor. Aceste sisteme ne ajută să facem mari reduceri la bugetele noastre. Meir, back to you.
If I can refer exactly to what you said. The system has a full procurement process. So you manage, for example, repairs of the roads or flowering, like gardening.
Exactly.
And you want to make a tender. You have a specific work has to be done. The system can generate the scope of work, the bill of material, of service, and send it to. Publish it publicly or send it to several contractors. They will fill the Excel, send it back. It will come into the system. The procurement will add his remarks, and the system will calculate and show what is the best one. He will record it, and then with the click of a button, it becomes a procurement order, purchase order. Okay, so like to create the contract with the. So it's in the system, you can compete, you can reduce prices, and you can decide what you are sharing with your tenants or your users. So when all the organizations that we are talking, not just the employees and the staff is getting advantage from the system. We have portals for the tenants. We have portals for the users in the campuses, for the students in the campuses. We have portals for in real estate for rental.
Hospitals.
Hospitals.
It's like different interfaces.
Exactly.
Depending on the needs of the user.
Yes, and the organization decides what is opening, what is reporting, what functionality it does, but we have the tools and it's configuring and opening.
In the same program, with the same sources, with the same energy.
Yes.
And this is important.
This is much more. You do instead of, let's take an example, okay, to understand the importance. First of all, we know many examples that there is a repair that has to be done in one street. So they open the street, for example, to do the asphalt, okay, the coverage of the pavement. And then they close it, but then there is a leak in the pipe, and then they open it again, and then close it, and there has to be the asphalt again done, and then someone
this is a daily job. This is a daily job in Bucharest, Meir.
Exactly.
So now someone puts a communication line, so he makes a hole.
Opened up again.
Yeah, but also every time somebody will come after them with
why
the
does
asphalt.
It happen? Nobody has bad intention. No one is bad. It's just different departments. Yes,
exactly.
The Department of Water, Department of Roads, Department of Communication, and the Department of Gardening. So this is exactly why a system is a must, because it will reflect. They will see, okay, now we have a work plan, and we will be working on this road. So let's concentrate everything that we want to do and we plan to do in 2026, and coordinate it so the interference.
I have an example for you. Exactly in this idea, we have a bridge in Bucharest, more or less opened maybe 2 years ago, not exactly, but more or less. and everybody was very happy. We have a new bridge, better traffic in Bucharest, and then a piece of news. We will close the bridge in, I don't know, about a year or two because we didn't plan to put the tram on it. So we'll break some parts of it to build the tram line.
That happened. This is life. But what I'm saying is things that you can avoid. You can save.
You could make a project of a new bridge with
again,
the tram.
I'm not talking about philosophy.
Of course.
Wishful thinking. This is what happens. We have backbones of the highway of Israel. We have the backbone highway of Tel Aviv. It's called Netivei Alon, customers. We have actually, I managed personally a project of the National Roads and Highways Company, setting those methodologies in all the network of the road. So everything is trying to plan, you know.
Same criteria.
There is always some unplanned things, but
of course,
trying to
normal.
plan, and then you manage it. And what is important? What is important about all the words that I said? What is important is that government and cities and the people can ask for what is called
Try in Romanian, Meir.
Da, cred că o să fie mai bine. To measure,
să măsoare, okay.
And to be responsible of the time of what I call denial of service. Today, I can guarantee that in Romania, nobody is to be blamed if a road will be closed for 2 years, 2 days or 2 months.
Yes.
Same in Israel. But what Israel did, they understood that they can ask and demand and request in contracts from the franchisers and the contractors. They can ask for them and demand that every problem, it's called a gap between what you want it to be and how it is. Every gap has to be closed within a certain time period and quality assurance. And if not, you are getting fined on that. So you like payment.
Yeah. Amenda.
So once you see that it is operational and the contractor says, okay, I'm taking it into consideration, I'm adopting them, I'm taking the responsibility, and I'm standing in that, in high level. So why shouldn't the government do that? Okay, and I can tell you, Tel Aviv, what is unique about Tel Aviv took it upon itself, even though nobody asked them or requested to implement those technologies. They saw the advantage and they said, okay, we will use the SLA also for that. Okay.
Meir, we have less than 10 minutes. We have to talk about new technologies.
Yes.
Please share with us some information as much as you can about new technologies and how can we integrate these technologies to mobility, education, environment, schools, and so on.
Okay, and then I want the last 5 minutes to talk about the collaboration between Israel and Romania, because in Romania we need many experience from you.
Yes. So about technology, we are using, in order to make a system smart, it has to be what we call expert system, to be able to create expert systems, expert for transportation, for roads, for hospitals, for real estate, for cities, etc. How do you create expertise? You put rules, you define rules like logic. You define the logic, and in a way that it is data. It is stored in the database, and it can be added and changed and adopted without jeopardizing, without any risk to the stability of the system. And it's not hard coding, and this is very important, because usual software development, it's about coding and checking the code, and if you change anything, it is creating problems to the stability and the reliability of the system. So first of all, the system is rule-based. Secondly, it's a platform. We use a platform which is focused, because I mentioned that all our customers are intensive infrastructure organizations, and we have the asset life cycle to be managed. So we chose a platform that has like a very good support in assets and the life cycle. and is flexible enough in order that our team of experts, we have about 80 experts with many years of experience. I'm more than 40 years in developing of those and such systems, generations of systems I have developed personally, now my team, and the flexibility is important. The integration is a non-issue, to have a tool that you can integrate very easily, to have alerts, to create proactive processes on these alerts, so, and to be able to store knowledge and to activate knowledge on event, on period, on time. For example, you want a regular city has thousands of events every year. Events, you know, like Independence Day or a parade or something else, and it can be all the city, can be parts, but if in general there are thousands, and every one of them, it involves one that has to manage it. You need the budget, you need the finance, you need the police, you need the cleaning, you need the gardening, you need the operation, you need maybe electricity, you need the communication because it has to be communicated. And again and again and again. But okay, think about it, that every type of event you can manage and store in our system. Define it one time, and then you activate it. You have it monthly, you activate it monthly. You have it yearly, you activate it yearly. You say, okay, you are the project manager comes, see the knowledge, like the template, changes a little. And
you
then,
have a pre-project,
pre-configured,
and
yes,
then
yes,
you just add the special...
You activate it, yes, you make the special, you say it will be on this day, and you push a button and it goes to everyone. Everyone knows what he has to do, when he has to do, what is the budget that is allocated to him, when will be the meetings, the coordination meetings, okay, because you can set it as activities in the sessions. And then suddenly the system assists because everybody reports, says, okay, check, I did it. Someone didn't do it, the system alerts, says, hey, the gardening didn't say that the time passed, he didn't take care about that. So you get much reliability, much higher reliability to the time that the event is ready, and then you activate a specific plan for the day of the event, because then it's minutes and hours, what has to be done in what sequence, and etc. And you use your mobiles, the teams and the staff is using mobiles, getting the instructions, etc. So it creates it much easier. The system supports you, empowers you, brings you to success. And I can tell you that we have training academy of police as one of the smart cities, hundreds of events, and they were able to operate the city with 30% less cost than planned. It was the best offer that won, and even from the best offer that won, with the system itself succeeded to save them 30% of the cost, because doing things much smoother, much easier. Okay?
Okay, I want to use the last minutes about talking about the cooperation.
Yes.
I told you we need much from your experience. What do you know about Romania in the smart city field, and what do you think you can bring and share to us?
Yes. So we established a company in Romania, part of the group last year, and we already are participating in tenders and cooperating with a lot of companies. So it's about cooperation. We are bringing the software, the digital brain, but all the rest should come by other vendors. The communication, the hardware, the servers, sensors, etc. So we call and encourage companies that are working in the smart cities environment to come and join us, and we can look all over the world. When such cooperations are done, it can be in Israel, it can be in other places of Europe where there is requirement, as long as, of course, the companies bring specific added value that will be differentiator.
Talking about the specific added value, how does the war push I'm not using the term helps, but push. How does the war push for innovation, for a smart way of administrating a town, a capital? Because maybe now people in Romania will understand more your vision, talking about the Ukraine war, very close to us. Maybe even on this bad situation we can share some experience.
So I would say war always accelerate innovation, but it's about what relevant to them during the war. It can be defense, it can be missiles, it can be counter defense, and then the drones, which become a very powerful and useful tool. There is cyber security, and there is what was developed in Israel was a lot about alerting, identify, and communication. So what is called homeland security is very advanced, very practiced, and the municipalities are getting to that very much. All of them has like surveillance and ability to announce to people and to get alerts. But I think if we talk about the cooperation that you mentioned, I think one of the reasons that I opened the company in Romania, it is facing all the European Union, not just Romania. And we see Romania as the tiger that rises and in order to close the gap, because the West Europe has developed over the years gradually, and Romania is now like catching up. There's a lot of opportunities. I think there should be open-minded in the leaders, and they should adopt and work with us or others like us that bring methodologies. The methodologies and the way to do it, how to move from stage to stage, how to put the targets right. Because
and keep the people with you, because
if and I'm happy to say that we are creating a change already in Romania. If I met a year ago a mayor that said, after he heard about that we are working in smart city, he says, "Oh, I'm doing smart city."
Our first meeting was three years ago.
Yeah, yes.
Mayor, last question for this edition. We talk about Bucharest, Brașov, Iași, Tel Aviv, big cities.
Yes.
What is your advice for our mayors from middle-sized cities? We have only 1 minute, please.
I would say that first of all, the first step should be to set a strategy, understanding where the city is going. What does it mean to become a smart city? What is required? What is the gap? We call it a high-level design stage. During that, we can show POCs. But what is important, and this is a very known tale, a captain that doesn't know to what shore he wants to come with his boats, no wind will take them. No matter how many resources you will spend in a city and in technology, if you don't define right what is your goal, where you want to reach, you will not get there. So it's very important, and I'm talking about one who was also a strategic consultant for the customers many years before I adopted technology and started innovating, because I saw there is not what I need, what I believe is right, and I'm happy to say that it is huge all over the world. We were asked to come to North America, to South America, to Europe, to bring our knowledge and solutions and innovation, because it's missing there. Not that software is missing, but those very accurate, targeted solutions are missing. And we can assist in that, and not just with the technology, but also bringing the technology.
Mayor, thank you so much for your time, for your presence.
Thank you both.
Să închidem tot în română,
pe românește.
așa cum am început.
Da, este plăcere.
Da, o lăsăm pe Raluca să facă închiderea.
Mulțumesc tare mult pentru discuția asta.
Sper că a fost o ediție ușor atipică, dar am venit cu expertiza unor țări, unor orașe și tehnologii care fac diferența în cele din urmă.
Și în cazul ăsta vorbim despre o experiență recunoscută peste tot în lume, o experiență la care și noi în România ne raportăm de foarte multe ori. Mulțumiri încă o dată așadar pentru Marian Meir Ghivon, pentru că ai venit alături de noi. Mulțumesc și ție, Edi.
Mulțumim.
Și ca de obicei vă spun că ne reîntâlnim cu înregistrarea pe internet și săptămâna viitoare la Smart City România, tot aici pe Prima News de la ora 14. O zi bună în continuare!
Programul este disponibil pe primaplay.ro. Aplicația este disponibilă pentru iOS și Android.